Wednesday, back from those weeks on a Wednesday. I'm Cole Fair. That's Dr. Rossick. I am rocking a Spurs hat because if you remember on Monday, I said if the Spurs were going to be the Lakers, I'm going to wear a Spurs hat. Here I am. Hope you're happy now.
Very.
We'll talk about that game along with some other stuff. We'll start. Oh, Zach, how's your past couple days been? I know you watched the Mo Odom play last night.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I couldn't say I really watched Mo Odom play last night. He didn't. He had a dagger, but he wasn't. It wasn't his greatest game. Let's just say that. But great game for ASU. ASU won.
Santi Truett legacy game.
Awesome game to cover. Yeah, I missed a Wimby masterclass in the midst of it. Kind of unfortunate, but business is business. So yeah, it's been a great past couple of days. How's your day yesterday?
Well, Lakers are in a 2-game skid to the top 2 teams in the East or the West. Thunder could have maybe closed them out there. Didn't close them out. Didn't beat them last night. We'll talk about that later. Awful, but yeah, pretty decent. All-Star weekends this weekend. Can't wait for that. Valentine's Day is on Saturday. Unfortunately, Zach denied my request or my ask of him being my Valentine, which is you hate to see that. But yeah, we are back here talking about more basketball. Not a lot has really happened in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty middle. It's
I don't
been
want to
middling
say
out.
uneventful, but there is always a lull before and after All-Star break. I mean,
Yeah,
basically the whole month of March is a lull for the NBA because you're in between All-Star weekend and
the
the playoffs.
Yeah, it really racks up towards the end of March, start of April, beginning there. But yeah, let's talk about some scuffles that happened on Monday night. One that I didn't write down, but I'm sure you know about. The Timberwolves and who was it? Timberwolves and why am I blanking on who it was? Who was the scuffle between Nas Reed and who? Was it the Hawks?
It was Naz Reid and Mo Gay.
Yeah,
Correct? I want
yeah,
to
it
say it was Mo
was.
Gay.
Yeah. Timberwolves Hawks, they got into a big scuffle. Kind of interesting to see. Wait, was it the Hawks?
Hmm?
It was the Hawks, right?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah, it was
Hawks.
the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm tweaking. Anyways, they got into scuffle. That was just one of 2 on the night, which is kind of weird. People are saying oh, it's that time of year where you're kind of sick of everybody at this point. You kind of just want to get to All-Star break and playoffs at this point. Like we just said, we're kind of in the lull right now in the season. The other one that happened was a pretty big one.
Quite the
Lots of
suspension list. Let's just say
yeah.
that.
Pistons Hornets. If you haven't seen the video, Isaiah Stewart off the bench, $1 million punches to Miles Bridges. Hey, Miles Bridges. I'm not gonna say what I want to say about him, but hey, those punches worth a lot more than $1 million, I'd say. But yeah, Isaiah Stewart suspended 7 games. Miles Bridges suspended 4. Musa Diabate, Zach's boy, suspended 4 games, and Jalen Duren suspended 2. Yeah, Zach, what are your just thoughts on initial reaction when you saw that at first?
Yeah, I mean, I was not watching the game live, but I was scrolling Twitter right when it happened and seeing reactions from everybody, seeing the video. It's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't necessarily love to see fights, but you love to see fights. It's one of those things. It's like a guilty pleasure. Obviously, the players shouldn't be fighting. It shouldn't be happening, but at the very least, it's very entertaining whenever players do decide to square up.
absolutely.
And yeah, no, a lot of players I like that were involved in that. Love Jalen Duren, love Musa Diabate, as Koa said. But yeah, it was quite the sequence, quite the scene. I think I woke up to the suspensions this morning,
Yeah,
and that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it was a huge fight. Don't get me wrong, but Isaiah Stewart getting 7 games now. He did run off the bench. That's probably why he got the most
it's
because
absolutely
he
why he
flew
got
off
the
the
most,
bench.
bro. He flew off that bench, where he zipped it to Miles Bridges and
But
that started happening,
seven
bro.
games is ridiculous, and it's unfortunate because both these teams are playing really well right now, and these suspensions could hamper their success going forward. especially for the Pistons with Duran out 2 and Stewart out 7 games.
I saw somebody on Twitter say that. Damn, does that mean now that Durant's been in 2 games, he can't play in the All Star game?
No, that got confirmed. He's playing in the All-Star game. So
Is that the
I don't
funny?
know. That would have been funny. That would have been very funny.
That would have
But
been
I
so
don't think
funny,
you
dude.
can. I don't think you can take away an All-Star nod for a guy like that.
No, I know. I mean,
But
he got
I
suspended, but
I, I like the idea that I've seen a lot tossed around a lot on Twitter. This needs to be a new rivalry. Like, give it to me.
yeah,
The East right now has really no rivalries. I mean, since the Hawks fell off, Hawks Knicks is dead. And outside of that, there's just like nothing going on. There's no real hatred over there in the East. We
yeah,
need something to start picking up. And the Pistons and Hornets are two of the better young teams in the East. Like, let's start something there. Like, I hope this carries over to the next time they play.
yeah. People are saying like we need this in a 7 game series. Right now, it's looking like it is a possibility. The Hornets are in the play-in spot with, the play-in perennials and the Heat, Hawks, and
The play-in perennials, I
yeah,
love that.
and the Bulls. But like that could easily be a 1-8 matchup, or even if the Hornets continue their success, where they look into be projected 5, 6, 7 seed, that's a second round matchup right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why'd you look at me like that?
What are you talking about, bro?
All right, bro, whatever. That's like a perennial second round matchup, even a first round matchup. So if you see this in a 7 game series, like that's entertainment. That's a heated rivalry right there. That's what we love to see. But I also want to point out that you said Stewart getting 7 games is a lot, and I absolutely agree with this because the fact I saw this comparison. Obviously the mouse of the palace was the big Pistons fight
Yeah.
against the against
The Pacers, the
yeah, the
fans,
Pacers, yeah. But that was
the entire
that, right?
arena.
But Isaiah Stewart got more games suspended than Ben Wallace in that situation.
I was
which is
thinking about
insane,
that
bro.
this morning when I first read that. I thought Ben Wallace got suspended 7 games. I thought
He
it
got
was an
6.
equal amount. That's wow. I mean,
He got 6 because the big suspensions for were Artest, obviously. Reggie Miller got suspended 20 games, 25 games. I think Rip
something
Hamilton
like
got
that.
suspended a bunch. Chauncey Billups got suspended. Like those are the big ones. But yeah, Ben Wallace only got suspended 6 games for that insane, like history changing fight in the league. But Isaiah Stewart got 7 games, one more game for running off the bench. Given, yes, he absolutely like sprinted off the bench and just fucking threw a hammer at Miles Bridges, which hey, I'll defend. But like, it is funny to see that he got one more game suspended than Ben Wallace for that instance.
Yeah, it was just a ridiculous scene. And again, I really hope this becomes a rivalry and becomes a fixture going forward. But moving on to other fixtures, Lakers Spurs. Obviously, pretty big day for me. Big day for you. What were your immediate thoughts last night's game?
All
I
right,
didn't really
well,
get to watch.
let's throw back to Monday when I said this. It's going to be a game if Luka plays, right? We didn't know what Luka's status was. Obviously, he didn't play against OKC in the first night of the back-to-back. We thought maybe he's resting for the second night. Play against San Antonio because he's going to have that one extra day rest. Well, it turns out he didn't play, along with Austin Reeves, along with Marcus Smart, and along with LeBron James. Now, when I said that I was going to wear a Spurs hat if they won, I based off the fact that possibly Luka is the only one that doesn't play, not the rest of my damn team. Like, you just knew going into that game that it was free eats for the entirety of the Spurs organization in that game. Put on a platter for them to take that win. Wemby was on pace for 100 points within the first 8 minutes of him playing. He scored 25 points within the first 8 minutes of the game before being subbed out at like the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Insane. I mean, nobody can guard Wemby. And yeah, okay, take it off the fact. Even if LeBron, Reeves, and Doncic were to play, Wemby would still have that stat line. It's just other players wouldn't be contributing that much. Y'all scored 130 points in this game.
You don't think Carter Bryant's getting 16 there?
50. Well, I don't know, but like, at least we would have been able to keep pace at least a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. Like, the Lakers just, you knew it from the get-go. You sent me a picture of it in our group chat where it was like You know how NBA posts like the primetime matchup, premier matchup is like Wemby
Oh
and
yeah,
Rui
yeah, yeah.
Hachimura in that post, which is like that just gives you a sense of like how that game was going to go from the get go.
Interesting side note.
Yeah,
It's been a very funny week for Wimby graphics. I mean, I don't know if you saw last week's game against the Thunder. It was Wimby versus Jayson Wallace as the
I did
graphic, and
see that.
now
Yeah,
it was
because
Wimby versus
Chet,
Rui.
J Dub, and Shea were all out, weren't they?
Yeah, a bit of an interesting week for the Spurs, to say the least.
Y'all just getting some free eats, man. That's whatever. But yeah, my thought from the game was you're not gonna win anything for the rest of the season if you have DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes as your starting center rotation. That's just my takeaway. No matter how the game was gonna go, if we were fully healthy or not, this is not gonna happen this season if the Lakers can't get a starting center there. Really, ever if they don't. So that was my big takeaway because Wemby just ate like crazy. And yes, Wemby's going to do that against 90% of the centers, 99% of the centers in the league because he's that guy, right? But you got to do at least something to scheme against him because we talked about it on Monday where we said the Lakers had a great defensive scheme. JJ Redick rolled out a great package against Wemby in their first matchup. And even in the couple that they had afterwards, it wasn't Wemby that beat them. It was guys like Stephon Castle, John Harper, De'Aaron Fox, those other two games that beat them. And when you look at how they played last night, I mean, I pulled up a clip package for you earlier. Wemby had 25 in the first quarter. Like, it's just not going to work that way. Given, yes, I will cut some slack to Redick and the coaching staff that you didn't have your full arsenal of players. Marcus Smart's probably your best defender on the wing, whatever. Like, you didn't have those kind of arsenal at your disposal. But still, you had to do at least something to have the next man up mentality, and that just was not there. And that gives me a lot of disbelief in this team going forward, if that makes sense. If it wasn't already there.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't really get to watch the game. I was very busy last night, but from what I saw, this just looks like free eats, like your average free eats game for the Spurs. Which I'm glad they were able to take care of business and get free eats because usually for the Spurs team, they hate free eats. You get a double digit lead, they don't start stat padding. They just play down to their competition for whatever reason. I mean, we saw last Wednesday against the Thunder, and we were just talking about it. Nobody played for OKC, and yet it was still a really close game down the stretch that I believe the Thunder might have came back to tie at some point, or at least draw within one. But the Spurs, despite the Spurs eventually winning, like it shouldn't have been that close. Whereas last night, just complete obliteration, dominated. I mean, it wasn't close. So I think that's my biggest takeaway is that they took advantage of free eats.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, going into that matchup, look at the graphics, look at who was playing, look at the injury report. You just knew that it was going to be some sort of night for Wemby. He had 40, I believe, and that moves him past Tim Duncan for most 40-point games as a Spur ever, which is insane. This is his third season. Like, it is choosing to watch. Like, regardless of who was on that court, Wemby had a great game, and you can't take that away from him. That's again another bottom line there.
Moving on to our next topic. I mean, we're kind of short on topics here today, but we got two games at the end, or somewhat games.
Yeah.
Do you think Jayson Tatum's going to play? Recently got assigned to the Celtics G League squad. Mm-hmm. He's been ramping up in team practices. Is there a chance he plays this year with the Celtics looking to be a playoff team?
So here's the thing. I would like to put this in a term that I would understand it more. Now, I'm a Niners fan. I feel like we know now on this show. But I'll put this in a perspective of like comparison. Fred Warner got injured middle of the season, wasn't expected to play. He was sidelined with what was said a season ankle injury, right? Niners kept ramping it up. They kept winning games, eventually got to the playoffs, and at a time was like, yo, Fred Warner could play in these playoffs, Unfortunately, it didn't happen because we lost to the Seahawks, but if we got to go to the conference championships or in the Super Bowl, would Fred Warner have stepped in and played? Now, it is a different sport, different scenario. Yes, if you get to that point, I guess anybody would want to play in that scenario. But for the Celtics' point of view, it's kind of the same thing. Tatum was listed as somebody that wasn't going to play the season at all. Everybody kind of told him that this was a season where it was going to be a gap year, kind of take time off. They traded two guys that were perennial all-stars for them, and Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis before the season even started. Kristaps Porzingis before the season even started, sorry. And everybody thought that this was going to be like, some sort of gap year. They're going to probably finish like 7th or 8th playing team, maybe not make the playoffs this season. Look at them now. 2-3 seed in the East, contending for a 1 seed, contending for a final spot because the East is so weak, as we know, that now you have conversations about Tatum ramping it up towards trying to get back for these playoffs. My issue here is there is really no point for him to play. I guess, okay, the point obviously would be you guys are playing such great basketball, and then you add a top 5, top 7 player in the league in Jayson Tatum to that rotation, that squad. You guys are probably closer to final favorites than you are to just, playoff hopefuls and final hopefuls. You guys are probably closer to favorites at that point, especially coming out of the East. The issue is the Celtics are playing such good basketball right now without him. I don't see a reason that they have to, I don't want to say rush or force, because it's not really a rush or force for him. I just don't think they have to insert him now, because I'm always a believer in, if it's not broke, just don't fix it. Like, there's nothing going wrong right now for them. It is, and also I would like to say that it's an Achilles injury. You don't want to rush anything like that. You also don't want to have him play like that. And if it gets to the point, I've seen reports of the timetable for him at this point and past Achilles injuries at like where he's at right now, comparison to those, for him to go to the G League right now and start getting a 5-on-5 means that he'd probably be ready around sometime between the second round and like game 1 of the finals, which is a really big time window for that period of basketball being played. And also, you don't know how far you're going to go. Like, what if at some point in that conference semifinals or in the conference finals, you're down 2-0? I don't think there's really a point to play. You know what I mean? So I think if the question is, could he play? He absolutely could play. It's Jayson Tatum. He would want to play. That's his mentality. Will he play? I don't think so.
I have to agree with this. I echo like a similar sentiment to what you were saying. I don't think that Tatum should play. I think it'd be dumb for the Celtics to try to rush back their franchise player in a season in which they're already finding success. Granted, as it is in sports, windows come and go, and when you are contending and when you have a chance to win a championship, you want to take full advantage of it every time. That's the bottom, with that being the bottom line. But still, I don't think you should rush Jayson Tatum back just to try to win more when you're already winning without Tatum.
Yeah.
Do I think he could play? I think it's very, very much likely that he could play. Like this guy, Jayson Tatum, like you were saying, is one of the more competitive guys in the league. I mean, we're seeing it every step of the way throughout his recovery. He wants to be back out there. He wants to be with his teammates. He wants to be with the fans. I just don't think it would be smart to rush him back this season at all.
Yeah. You said, what did you say? I literally just lost my train of thought. Wow. That's an awful blunder. What'd you say? You said something about franchise guy. Windows closing. Sorry. You said windows come and go, like we talked about on Monday with the Spurs not doing anything, other teams just sitting around the deadline. Like the Celtics, yes, they just won 2 seasons ago. That doesn't mean they're satisfied. And yes, their window could close after the season, but you look at it in a sense that you're going to have a lot of these guys come back. This is a young team. Like the Celtics are significantly younger than they have when they won the championship and even last season. Like all these guys in the rotation that are building on the success and making this team win games are like pretty young guys. Neemias Queta's walked in here, played amazing. Derek White, Peyton Pritchard are decently young guys. Peyton Pritchard's obviously a young guy. He's like, what is his 5th year in the season in the league, 6th year in the league, I think.
Yeah, I want to say he was in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
One of those classes.
Yeah. And so like you have young guys around. So it's not like your window's going to close after the season, especially if you add Jayson Tatum next year. You look at the East, again, we don't know what's going to happen. That's very much of a up in the air situation of how good they're going to be next year. And you look at the Celtics, who are already on a roll. We're in our contention for a 1 seed at this point. And then they get back next year, Jayson Tatum, if that's how it goes. They look like the favorites in the East. So I don't think the window's going to close for them after the season. It's just you want to capitalize on success that you have now, which I get, which I agree with what you're saying.
And kind of a counter argument to that, what if the East is just really good next season? I mean, now the East is kind of in a lull, kind of in a weak spot with Tatum out, with Hallie out. The top teams aren't the the top teams on paper, really. And the Pistons are going to be good next year in all likelihood. The Knicks will probably still be good. The Raptors are finding success. Sixers are finding success.
Hornets are on the come up. Cavs are on the come. Like
Hornets on the
are
come.
been
Yeah.
there.
Pacers could have a top 5 pick. Sorry, top 4 pick
Top
next
four,
year.
yeah.
They got a healthy Hallie, Siakam, and Zubac coming back. I mean, this windows only stay open for so long. And I would absolutely understand the sentiment of the Celtics trying to get Tatum back for a healthy run, should they make it to like the conference finals per se.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the bottom line is, could he? Yes. Will he? Still very much up in the air because that's how it goes all the time with Achilles injuries. Yeah.
Moving
Any
on,
more?
All-Star Weekend. That's
All-Star Week. We're here. All-Star Weekend. Anyways, we got
kick off the
couple,
festivities.
yeah,
got a little event of our own.
Yeah. Winners of the All-Star game, at least the events. We have. I want to look at the schedule again. On Friday, it's the Rising Stars game, which I don't know if you're gonna really care about that. Are we gonna pick that?
We'll pick it. Why not?
All
I already
right.
got a pick.
I haven't even looked at the game yet. What is it? What are the rosters? Because it's Team Mello versus. Are we doing Team Mello versus Team Austin, which is the game one, and then Team Vince versus Team Mac in the championship game? Like,
No, I was just gonna pick winners across the board.
Pick winners across the board. Okay, let me. I think just looking at this right here, I don't think there's any question of who's gonna win it.
For what? Rising Stars?
Rising Stars, yeah.
It's Team Mello. Come on.
Yeah, it's absolutely Team Mello.
That's too easy. I mean, I'm never gonna pick against my Spurs guys, but Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. I love Colin Murray Boyles. Hard on the love. I love Colin Murray Boyles. I mean, you got
CMB?
Reed Shepard and Jeremiah Feeders there who aren't great, but then you got Donovan Clingan and Cooper Flagg to round out this roster. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
this just seems unfair to me. I mean, there's going to be some other interesting teams to watch, like Team T-Mac could be fun with Trey Johnson and Con Knipple. That's just an electric pairing.
What's your nickname for Trey Johnson again?
Trey Johnson. Yeah. I don't know. It seems T-Mac is going to be without AJ Mitchell. That got announced yesterday, I want to say. I think Zachary Risachet is replacing him, so
yeah,
even easier for Team Mello to win. Yeah, enough said. I'm assuming you have Team Mello winning as well.
Yeah, I have Team Mello winning as well. I mean, I just looked at the roster just now, and I already knew what they were. I just had to look at it again. Again, just looking at it, how did Mello get Flagg, Castle, Harper, Clingan, Fears? That's what Flagg, Harper, and Fears are what 3 of the top 5 picks of this last draft. Is that what it is? That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, whatever it is. Moving on to Saturday. Always probably one of the fun times of the weekend. You love All-Star Saturday. Doesn't really hit the same anymore, but it is still All-Star Saturday. 3-point contest. Zach, who do you have winning the 3-point contest? We have. Let me run down real quick. Booker, Knipple, Dame, which is an interesting one. Obviously, we're gonna talk about that a little bit maybe. Maxey, Norman Powell, Bobby Portis, Jamal Murray, and Donovan Mitchell. Who you got?
Right now, I'm kind of between 2 names, and that's Con Knipple and Tyrese Maxey, who I just feel like are the best 2 shooters here. It's a bit of an interesting debate because I feel like Tyrese Maxey is more shooting from a pull-up scenario in pull-up scenarios, whereas Con Knipple is more of a off-ball, on-ball, like he could do it all. Even though I believe Tyrese Maxey is shooting better, I think I'm gonna have to go with Con Knipple for this one, just because I feel like he's better off spot up. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say he's better off spot up. But I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if Tyrese Maxey runs the gauntlet and just goes nuclear in this. So who do you have?
I want to go with the fun pick here. Now, when it first got announced that Dame Lillard was playing or participating in this 3-point contest, I think everybody was just like, "What?" Like he hasn't played a single minute this season. He has a torn Achilles. Um, but for him to be in that field means we know something that they don't, or at least he doesn't. Right now, I don't think these picks really matter. I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard for pick to win this 3-point contest. Can you imagine how insane that would be if he wins this though? Like, there's no like I'm gonna say real world implications to this. Like, there's no like super big implications. Like, you win, you get a trophy, that's cool, you get named in the books. But like, it's all for fun, right? But could you imagine if he wins this, dude? Like, coming up
It
with
has to add
kids, hasn't played
something
any minutes.
legacy wise, you know.
Yeah, that's something, dude. Like, usually you look at like past winners. Like Hero won it last year. Nobody really remembers that. Like the probably like biggest winners are like when Curry won, when Clay
When
beat
Joe
Curry,
Harris beat Steph,
when Joe Harris beat Steph, like that stuff. This will probably be the best 3-point contest victory of all time if Lillard wins it this year. He's already won it twice, I believe. Twice, I think he's won it twice.
yeah, I want to say he's won it twice.
He's
Maybe a
at
third
least
time.
won it once. Maybe I
I
don't
mean,
know how many times he is. Yeah, he's one of the best shooters in league history, and like him to win a 3-point contest on a torn Achilles would be insane, dude. Like that would, in my opinion, solidify him as a top 3 greatest shooter of all time. Like that's no
I
doubt.
mean, he already practically is in my book. But
He is my book too.
This
But
would be
yeah,
quite the achievement.
yeah. So I got Dame. Because for the fact that I would love to see him win it. Like that would be something unbelievable. And yeah, I got Dame. Moving on, a
Shooting stars.
event that they're bringing after an 11-year break. The Shooting Stars Challenge. I'll give you a rundown of it. It's 4 teams of 3 players, and each team will get 70 seconds to shoot from 7 designated hotspots on the court. Each spot is worth a certain amount of points, and whoever has the most points obviously wins. I don't know if it's a bracket type of thing or if it's just straight up you get the most points, you win. Every team gets one chance at it. But the teams are Team All Star is Scotty Barnes, Rip Hamilton, and Chet. Oh, I'll also preface that each team gets 1 Legend edition. So Team All Star gets Scotty Barnes and Chet Holmgren. Their legend is Rip Hamilton. Team Knicks is Jalen Brunson and Cat. Their legend is Allen Houston. Team Cameron is Conkanupple, Jalen Johnson, and their legend is Corey Maggette. And then Team Harper is Dylan Harper, Ron Harper Jr., and then their legend is their dad, Ron Harper Sr., which is kind of tough. Is Team Cameron for like Cameron Indoor? Like
Cameron Indoor, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I was trying to figure out earlier. Anyways, Zach, who do you have for this?
Easy pick. I already said I'm not picking against my Spurs guys. Give me Team Harper. I mean, that's awesome. Do you like? I don't think people understand how awesome it is that we're watching Ron Harper Sr. play with his 2 sons in a even if it's in an all-star like Shooting Stars game. That's still such a cool story. That's one of the things that makes you love sports. So yeah, I got to pick Team Harper. Although if I'm being realistic, I think Team Knicks is probably going to take the win.
I think so too. I'd love to see Team Harper win. Again, this is no like hate to anybody. There's no shade to anything. I just like I love all of these guys and all these players and teams. But I will say I do like the Team All-Star team. I like Scotty and Chet together. That's a funny duo right there. And then they add one of my favorite players in league history, Rip Hamilton. I love Rip. I wonder if he's gonna pull up on All-Star Saturday and wear a mask during this event. That would be funny.
That'd be so hard. I mean,
that'd be funny.
I could already see that. I could already hear Outstanding playing while seeing it. Like, that'd be quite the sight. And with the pairing of Scotty and Chet, until you mentioned it, I hadn't really thought of it, but that's going to be hilarious. I mean, we're going to get some really good clips between those two interacting this weekend.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what makes All-Star Weekend so awesome. So you get to see all these players who, you don't usually see like their personal life or their non-basketball side. You get to see everything this weekend, really.
Exactly. That's what All-Star Weekend's all about. And then the last event of All-Star Weekend, the marquee event, always. I don't know how marquee it's going to be this year, but you got some names in there. The dunk contest.
I do.
Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes representing both of our teams, and then Keyshawn Johnson and Jace Richardson, which is an interesting pick, but we'll rock with it. Zach, obviously I know who you're going to go with. Not gonna pick against your boy. Who you gonna go
Yeah, so give me Chase Richardson in this one.
with?
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm going with Carter Bryant. I love Chase Richardson, by the way. Just have to emphasize that. But I'm going with Carter Bryant here. Just can't pick against my Spurs. Can't pick against him. Carter also can't really dunk the ball that well, so I am very nervous for what he's going to attempt on Saturday night. But he has the athleticism to do anything he wants. It's just about the hand-eye coordination and putting the ball in the basket. So we'll see how that plays out. On a more realistic note, I'm intrigued by the rest of the field. Keyshawn Johnson's nice. Jackson Hayes has had some incredible in-game dunks as we've seen, but I'm mostly excited to see like what Chase Richardson can do. He is a very athletic prospect, but he's only 6'1", I want
Yeah,
to
he's
say.
short.
He's a very short guy. Now, we do know it's just human nature. Dunks from smaller guys tend to look better, even if they're less impressive than ones that a big man does. So maybe Jace Richardson could pull out some really impressive stuff and sneak away a victory here. I'm very curious to see what he does.
Yeah. I'm obviously gonna go with my boy. Not even my boy. I'm not when I say that.
Yeah, no, you
My
love him.
all right, bro. My Lakers player, Jackson Hayes. I don't think he's gonna win because I don't think big men tend to do well in dunk contests. I think the only player that's really done well as a big man was Dwight Howard when he whipped out the Superman dunk, which is one of the craziest dunks I've seen. It wasn't really a dunk; he kind of threw that into the basket. But that's like the only time we've really seen a big man or a center do well in the dunk contest. So I don't know if Hayes is going to win it, but I'm obviously going to stick with the Lakers guy. One player that I'm intrigued by is Keyshawn Johnson. Like he's nice when it comes to dunking, but it's a name that you don't really hear a lot. You know, dunk contest guys aren't like big name guys unless you're like Jordan or like obviously Dwight Howard or something like that.
But
Um,
yeah, it's because I forget who said it, but the consensus thought has been that the big name players don't really like doing the dunk contest because they don't want to be embarrassed about missing a dunk or about losing. It's more of a pride thing at why big players don't do it. I also tend to think that there's kind of been a cap on creativity. Like we might have hit a ceiling with creativity in the dunk contest. And if you're not committed to doing the dunk contest, 365 days a year, you're not going to win it, or the dunks aren't going to be that interesting or that creative. Like we've kind of seen it all really when it comes to the dunk contest. And
yeah,
I think that ceiling and, the amount of time you have to dedicate to a dunk contest works in the favor of guys like Mac McClung, who may not be playing as much as the other guys.
yeah, absolutely. But I will say Keyshawn Johnson gives me a little bit of a Glenn Robinson the third vibe from 2017 when he won the dunk contest.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he's a sleeper pick.
because it's like
No
one
doubt
of the
about
guys
it.
you don't really know about. But one guy I will say again, I'm very intrigued is Jace Richardson. Shout out MSU. Is like we don't know what he's gonna do. Like he's short as hell compared to these guys. And I think I saw something like if he wins, he'd be the shortest guy to win since Spud Webb. Because Spud was only like 5'11" when he won.
I don't know the exact stat, but I would not be shocked in the slightest. I mean, that was my first thought when I saw that he was competing there.
Yeah, because McClung was taller than him. McClung's like 6'3", I think. Still pretty short for a
Yeah,
dunk contest winner. But like
just ridiculous. I mean, yeah, you saw his response on social media. I saw it. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't
Actually, I
see
want to
it.
say resend it to our chat where he was like, "Oh, I guess," or he basically like seemed like he was surprised by him being put in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what he'll bring.
Yeah.
Moving on, main event, All Star game, 3 teams, new format. Got Team
Intrigued to see how
USA
this goes out.
Stars, Team USA Stripes, and the World Team. It's a very obvious pick here. I think it's the pick we're both going to make, but let's have it. Ko, who's your pick?
Uh, I want to look at the rosters real quick because I don't remember off the top of my head which one's which. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with USA Stripes.
Wow,
um,
it's not what I
yeah,
was expecting.
I'm gonna go with Stripes. I don't like. I would have gone with the World Team, but they don't have Shea. We don't know about Doncic. We don't know if he's gonna play. Giannis isn't gonna play. Like, there's 3 of your starters right there that aren't gonna play, and your replacements are Şengün so far. That's about it. I don't know if they've announced anybody else, which is interesting. And also that team has Denny Avdia, so I don't want to really pick them. And I will go with the stripes because I love the fact that Curry, Durant, and LeBron are teaming up, and those guys are unstoppable when they play. We've seen it on every single stage, the biggest stage of the world. So I will go with the USA stripes.
Yeah, you already know who I'm picking. I said I'm going to ride for my Spurs guys this episode. Give me Team World. I mean, when I'm going to ride for my Spurs guys, I absolutely have to ride for Team World in this case, because the NBA apparently doesn't like good teams and rewarding good teams with 2 All-Stars. Or maybe the NBA just doesn't like the Spurs very much because Brandon Ingram made an All-Star team over Stephon Castle, which is just an absolute travesty. I mean, that's disgusting. But let's not get into that. I'm picking Team World because I think Victor Wembanyama takes this event more seriously than anybody else on the court. And
Oh, absolutely.
if Shea, Luka, and Giannis aren't playing and it's just Wemby and Jokic, watch out. Movies will be made. I mean, Wemby is going to have a highlight reel All-Star weekend. I'm already calling it. Like, he's the most exciting player to watch in basketball. He's the most highlight-worthy player in basketball. He drives in the most views in basketball. I mean, we're about to see some Showtime stuff here from Team World.
Yeah. Whatever it's going to be, I'm intrigued by the new format. When it first came out, I didn't know if it was going to be, really good. But I'm very intrigued to see it. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to our last segment of the show. We got drafting coming back. We're going to do all-star jerseys, draft them style. I already got my 5 that I want on my big board. Zach, you want first pick or want me to go first?
I think I took first pick in our mock-up for the All-Star or our draft for the All-Star, so I'll let you have it.
All right, bet.
I already know what you're going with.
No, you don't, actually.
Mhm.
I will be going. Let me make sure I know which one this is, though. I will be going with which one do I like better? The 1991 NBA All-Star jerseys. The one with the NBA and the star in the background, the reds and the whites, the very iconic ones from the Jordan, Isaiah Thomas age, Barkley, those guys. That age jerseys, I'll be taking those ones, please. Thank you.
What year was that again? Sorry, I just want to check it
Like
off my list.
that whole like 91, 92 era of like the star of like, you know what I'm talking about? The NBA All Stars.
I got you.
I'll put up so we can see when we pick these, but like that one.
No, I know who you're taking.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Free eats for me. Obvious. I've been writing the Spurs off, so it only makes sense that I continue. Give me the 96 unis.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a very biased opinion, might I add, the best jerseys to ever grace a basketball court. And I will not be taking like any advice on that. But man, these jerseys were just perfect. I mean, the teal, the white, the hints of pink, the basketball, everything about this weekend was perfect. I really want whenever the Spurs get a new arena, I really want the All-Star weekend back in San Antonio at some point. And hopefully they can do a tribute to this. I mean, everything down to the logo for this is just perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going snake order or no?
Snake.
Snake? Okay. You know what? I had another jersey in mind, but I'll back it up 1 year and go with 95 Phoenix. I mean, in my opinion, just gonna keep it simple. I think these are flat out two of the best All-Star unis ever. No debate, really.
That just cut my board basically in half.
What were those your next two?
If you weren't gonna pick them, yes, but I do have other ones in mind here. Some other very iconic jerseys. I'm gonna take the other Phoenix jersey from 2009, the blue and the white, the one where it said West and East across them. Super iconic jerseys. That's like Kobe versus LeBron with D Wade and like Melo on the Western Conference with the Nuggets. I love that one so much. I'll take 2009 Phoenix, and then, I don't know how much further back I want to go, but I will take the 2007 ones when they had them in Las Vegas, when it was the West and the East was like this like cursive font across. It's like slanted a little bit and had like a little like star above it. Beautiful jersey design. Beautiful All-Star game too as well. So I'll take those two.
I like it. I like it. Just gonna keep it simple here. Straight shot. Kind of thought it was gonna be your first pick with how much I've heard you ride for this jersey in the past, but
No.
give me 2020 Chicago.
No.
It's like it's a shoe in. It's a gimme. This jersey cannot be talked about enough. I mean, it's been talked about to death. So I'm not going to go too much into it. We already talked about it. Literally, our last episode, we talked about it because of our recent post. But love, love, love this jersey. And with my next pick in the snake order, I'm gonna go with another iconic jersey. Sure, might not be the most visually interesting jersey, but give me 2016 Toronto.
Damn, bro.
Let me guess, I cut your board in half yet again.
Bro.
I mean, kind of bouncing off what you were saying on like 2009 Phoenix. I feel like this jersey is just iconic. I mean, you see this jersey, you think of one, LeBron, two, Kobe, three, Drake. I mean, you just think of the city of Toronto when you see this jersey. Think of
Yeah.
a fun All-Star game. Steph and KD were in it. I mean, nothing much more to say. It's not the most visually enticing jersey, but it's a classic and it works. Everything about it works.
Yeah. Oh damn. I'm gonna have to like I'm like looking like the 60s now.
Bro.
um okay. So hmm. All right. I guess I'll take the slate from last year. The 2025 ones in the Bay. I will take those
Dang
ones.
it.
I know those ones are one of your
That's
favorite
my
ones
next
as
pick. I
well.
love those. I mean,
Um
yeah, I got last year's Wimbies.
yeah, those All-Star jerseys are beautiful. Uh, and so I mean, it's iconic. I love the fact. I also love the logo of the All-Star game with the Bay Bridge in the back, or it is the Golden Gate technically, but whatever. Just the logo patch is insane. And then with my last pick, hmm, I almost want to like go more like iconic and classic, but there's a little. Oh man, this is hard. This is tough. Are we gonna count the ones like New York and like DC and like the Bay 2000, like when they just wore their own jerseys?
No, that'd be too freebie.
Okay, because
Like
that's obviously I
it's not
love
it's
when they
not
did that.
necessarily a
An
jersey.
All
I
Stars
love the
jersey, yeah,
format, but it's not an all-star jersey.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Then I will go with an iconic game with the jerseys, the 2003 Atlanta ones, when they threw it back to what they had in the 80s with just the simple NBA All Star and the stars on the side and the number big in the front. They threw it back to what they had before, and that was Jordan's last All Star game. That's like what I always look at as the passing the torch between Jordan and Kobe. Like that was an elite moment, an elite game, and I think those are just the fact that they threw it back and like went back to that retro look. I love that a lot, so I'm gonna take those ones.
Man, that's a good choice. I mean, I've been sat here for a bit going through mine. I haven't seen them on court yet, so I don't know if I could take them. Like
See,
that's
I was gonna take it, but
it's
they are
like
beautiful.
it's a bit hard. Mm. You know what? Screw it. Give me 2026. It's just these are some beautiful jerseys. Obviously, you got the stars on the team stars. You got the stripes on the team stripes. Simple, classic. They just look iconic to me. You're gonna have the flag on the back for whoever for Team World for the players that are from different nations. I think that's just awesome. So yeah, it is kind of like not. I don't want to say a shoe in, but we've taken out most of the good jerseys. So give me 2026.
Yeah, I do want to say some of the ones that we kind of left out that could have probably been picked. That whole era of like the 2000s, like mid 2000s, like '06 to like 2011 were like really good jerseys. 2004 in LA with the West like the block type like step letters. It's really good.
Yeah, 2018 LA. No, I'm kidding. That's the
Uh,
black and white with the team logo on it.
yeah, those are simple. Uh,
I
I will
actually like.
say
I didn't hate those jerseys at the
I didn't
time, but
hate
like
them.
they're just so simple. I can't
Yeah,
give any credit there really.
2017 New Orleans are kind of iconic. They're not the best, but they are iconic. I'm not gonna lie.
I Which ones are those? Those
It
are
was the black was the West and the grays was the East.
okay. Yeah, I like those. I was gonna say the other New Orleans ones.
From
The
oh
jerseys,
the sleeves. Oh
bro. Those are
hell
some of the
no.
worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, no. If you want to go through some of the worst, that's probably one. The Brooklyn one from the year after that, when it was in Brooklyn. Uh, I think it was actually in New York. Was it in Brooklyn, New York? I think it was at Barclays. It was in Brooklyn. Where it was just like a black and white jersey with just the number. No NBA All Star, no nothing. It was pretty just bland for me. I didn't like Utah's, like the gradient. I didn't really like that one.
I didn't like Atlanta's
Those ones,
2021.
they just have a weird, like those have a
They just
weird
look
vibe
like
because it's
very
like
like
COVID.
yeah. They give COVID vibes. Maybe the timing just didn't help, but I like
Yeah.
to me they just don't look very good.
I didn't like Cleveland's as well.
Really, I
It
actually
was
like.
the
I decently like those. Maybe I have good memories because
it was
Steph
one
All
like
Star Game MVP. Dejounte Murray played in that game. I mean, that
LeBron
was a
hitting
very
the fadeaway to
nostalgic All
close it
Star
off.
game for
Yeah.
me.
I also
Uh,
didn't like like what they did with Charlotte, where they kind of just like did the exact same thing as they did last year, but like
I
tweaked
thought
it a
that
little
was
bit.
ridiculously lazy. Like you're taking an
Yeah,
already lazy design and you're making it
just like we're
slightly
duplicating it basically.
slightly better. I mean, that's
Yeah,
awful.
but I mean,
Not even really changing it up.
as we said, one of like the best ways to do it is having the wear your own team's jersey, which is like elite. I don't know how they do that anymore, but like those were elite times when like you see like all the color of like the league on the
Yeah,
stage,
I
which is kind
like
of
that.
cool.
I really like that idea, but I do think the All Star game has given way to some amazing jerseys, some
Oh,
amazing
absolutely,
designs.
absolutely. Um, yeah, that's our draft. Let us know which ones your favorite ones are. Uh, we'll be back here on
Monday.
next Monday after the All Star game, recapping stuff like that, other things that happened. Actually, the only thing that's going to happen is the All Star game. I don't know what I'm talking about between now and then. But for now, from those bees out on a Wednesday, thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all as always. Peace out, y'all.